I want to tell y'all a story about a man named Ed. Okay, so here I go. Oh crap, I forgot. Uh, forgot the old mute button there. So anyway, I don't know. I just had the urge. Some funny things going on, that in some ways are kind of humorous. The whole balloon thing, uh, Chinese balloon thing. The pictures they were showing. Hey Thomas, how are you? Top of the morning. Um, that some of the pictures that were taken of the balloon. I don't know how many of you how if y'all are Star Wars fans, but kind of looked like the Death Star showing up, like on from Rogue Warrior or something. Hey Blizz, how are you? It's just the guy that's one of my best friends. Oh, I realized where my screen is at. That's one of my best friends in the world when we took a trip to North Carolina, and he's taking a pee. Hey, Michael, how are you? So let's see. 2 a.m. Yeah, you are out there, Thomas. So appreciate you stopping by to say hello. I really do. Yeah, yeah, right, Blitz. I hear you, man. That's funny. Uh, I know. Isn't it amazing, Bob? Allie, how are you? Great to see you. So I mean, it's already Monday for Thomas. Monday for Allie too, I suppose. Absolutely Monday for Allie. You're up late, Allie. Um, Michael, you're up there in the cold territory. I hope it's warming up a little bit for you. Um, and Bob, yeah, Bob's in the really cold area too. Yeah, that's a tough time of year. That uh, I mean, I'm sure the cold has something to do with it. So let's see, where am I at? Let's go to this. I got y'all to speaking. Not that that's a good thing. I'd probably be better off with just pictures of stuff flowing by, but I've gotten cold natured, so I guess it's a good thing I'm in Florida. Man, 10 below. I cannot even imagine that. Oh, 50 degrees today. That, wow. You've got a heat wave going on, Michael. Yeah, I know. I have definitely seen you up late before. Rigger, how are you? Good to see you, man. I sent you an email. Of course you are. I know we're, yeah, okay. Sorry. your elite men. Who's playing Huck Finn? Oh, you're talking about the hat. I don't know, it's better than looking at my shiny skull. So if anybody would care to pop in for a moment or two or three, there's a link if you'd love to join this wonderfully exciting broadcast. I don't know. I don't know, for whatever reason I was feeling okay. Hey, Michael, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you and Till are doing good. Hey, I'm telling you, if you come to Florida, you need a hat like this. They breathe good, keeps the sun off of you. Um, Nice and cool. Gotta keep that sun off. Though I don't lost my train of thought. I'm trying to read chat and I've seen so many pictures. Well, I mean, not just Scotland, all around there, Ireland and all that, from drone people. Like the one I've seen for a long time, he does all the Irish castles and stuff like that. I'm hanging in there, Michael. I'm doing pretty good. Hope you are too. I don't have a car or anything, but I have a excuse me, electric bike, and I really love the heck out of that. But it's a little cold right now. That wind chill is pretty bad. Um, but it's fun to ride around on. I have yet to take it on a ride to the beach, and I need to do that. That's about 13 miles away. So I know Bob's had some cold weather up there in New York. Um, and you're not exactly in a warm area of the country either, Michael. And none of you people are. There's no southern people here that don't. There's nobody here that has cold weather at this current point in time, anyway. Yeah, minus 15. That's like minus at least 70 degrees from what I want it to be. Um, Let me have the 60s. I'm good with the 60s. I can do 80s and higher okay too. Waves and a palsy. I have no idea what that means. Minus 25. Yeah. Where are you at, Michael? Michael Blake? I can't remember exactly. I know you're up there where it's cold. New York are in a close proximity to. I mean, it was, let's see, in the 50s or 40s here. Oh, Rhode Island. Okay. But I mean, I was cold. That wind is everything. And on Rhode Island, I'm sure you get all kinds of wind there. Because it's an island, for one thing. I'm trying to think of where Rhode Island is. I don't think it's considered New England. Maybe it is. I'm not sure where New England starts. Is it like Vermont and what's the state next to Vermont? They kind of ride side by side together or something like that. And then Maine is above that. So it is considered New England. I'm trying to think of where it is. I worked with somebody from Rhode Island. Yeah, I knew it was more than one state. I knew there wasn't a state named New England, but I just wasn't sure where the borderline was. So does New England start above New York? I know there's Connecticut and stuff too, you know. And Connecticut is the island next to the road. Yeah, I hear they have a road or two on the island. That's pretty funny. The chat is everything. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Bob. There's like somewhere right in there where there's a differentiation between. Well, what do they call New York? I mean, we're Florida. We're a southeastern state. And then you got New England. That's all the way at the top. You know, there's Maine and obviously Rhode Island too. But what do they call New York? Just I'm not going to say a shithole, but nah, yeah, I knew that status about it, Michael. That it was Mr. Blade. That it was the smallest state in the country. The dumpster, New York. Well, yeah, yeah, Michael. They've been fleeing New York. New York State has lost, and I'm sure most of it's from the city and whatever. But they've lost a lot of population. 50 miles south of Boston. Okay, so that's Massachusetts. Massachusetts. I'm trying to think of a picture in my brain of the United States. And I think Massachusetts is above New York too, isn't it? And let's see what's the joke I heard about New York? Why does the Hudson River flow? Why are all the Great Lakes flow into New York? Because New York sucks or something like that. Of course, they say that about the Jacksonville in Florida because the St. Johns River flows north. There's only two rivers that flow north, from what I understand, and one is the St. Johns River in Florida. Good night, Thomas. One is the St. Johns River in Florida, and the other is the Nile River over in Africa. It's where rats come from. Okay, I can believe that. But because the St. Johns River flows north and it goes to Jacksonville, they always say, why does the St. Johns River flow north to Jacksonville because Jacksonville sucks. Yeah, there you go, Bob. All right, take it easy, Michael Blade. Thanks for stopping in for a minute. Appreciate you, the chat. So, anybody, Bob, why don't you come in for a minute? Come in and let's see what's going on with Mocha Ball or something. So anyway, for everybody, I mean, I think the coldest of the weather is behind us. Not that you people in the north won't get some more cold stuff, but I mean, you're kind of like on the uphill slide anyway, right? So, hey, Bob.
Hey, Ed. How's it going down there?
It's going good. I mean, it wasn't very sunny today, but it was definitely warmer. So
Yeah, we made it up in the 30s today. It was nice.
all right, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, hi, John. Did I get it right, Bob?
I don't know because I lost the chat.
Well, unlimited vertical.
John, yeah. Hey, John.
I
We've
can't
been doing
believe I
some
got
live
it
streams
right.
with Whoops.
So, Allie, you can't tell me you're not going to get any warm weather until April the 2nd. Certainly, you have days that aren't as cold as others. Every now and then, John, I managed to dust the files off my head.
John has about the same weather as me. He just gets it like a day sooner.
Gotcha. Well, you're probably.
Is that latitude or longitude? I think it's latitude. We're about the same, I think. They're close to it.
30s in Michigan too. I mean, I heard like New England, like Maine and stuff, they really got nailed with some cold stuff. But
So Michigan's north.
it warmed up the whole zero. Oh well,
That's 32 though. That's
John's using the centigrade thing. That always throws me off. That's just 32, John. You got to remember that's 32. It's not zero. So, Bob, when do you stop having snow?
I've always planned on spring or better weather starting around the second week in March. Because March is strange, man. You can have snowstorms in March, late March, and other times you can have like springtime, mid March.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know there's places that once it snows, it's who's the guy? Oh, it might be Blizzard was here earlier. There's another guy I'm thinking of though. He lives in Maine. Who's like
Oh,
once the
that's even
snow
more north.
comes, it doesn't leave until it's spring and shit thaws out.
I always wanted to go there. I
To
almost made a
Maine?
trip. I almost made a trip with the camper one year for vacation. But Maine has a very short summer.
I've been to Maine one time in my life, and it was beautiful.
I never.
We
I
went.
want to go up. I wanted to go up to Baxter State Park. Back in my 20s, I sent away for them about camping, and they sent me this nice brochure, this whole package. It was nice.
Yeah, we were on our way to Canada when we went through Maine.
Yeah.
And we stopped at Portland, which is a coastal town with a big boating thing. And then we went from Portland, we went along the Kennebec River to Quebec City. And it was cool. It was the first time I'd ever seen, and I'd seen movies where they put the logs in the river and float the logs down the river and stuff. And they had that going on when I went by there.
I
You
didn't
know,
think
they
they
had,
did that. I didn't think they did that anymore.
well, it was a long time ago, okay?
Yeah, John said he started out with our system, then he changed to Celsius later on, 1975. Hey, remember you were at Syracuse?
What?
You said you were at Syracuse once?
I'm sorry.
Syracuse, New York.
Oh, yes, yes.
Biden was there yesterday. Sorry you missed him.
Well, it was a long time ago when I was in Syracuse, too. I was up there with Corn Pop one time, and
Corn Pop?
and I missed him then too. You know.
Where's the prick Carlos?
I don't know. I sent him an email. So when you say imperial, John, what are you talking about?
Gallons and inches and
Hey,
Fahrenheit.
hey, Bill. That's kind of, well. I mean, I don't know. I just felt like doing a little hangout kind of thingy for a minute or two, Bob. So the other Bob, Coast to Coast Drones Bob, or is it Bill?
I know coast to coast.
Anyway, I was trying to give him some crap the other day that he sounds like I'm not even gonna say the name now. There's a personality on Twitter and on Rumble that I think he sounds exactly like. Hey Marcel, what's up, brother? How are you? I'm sure you're cold where the hell you're at too.
You got a bunch of Canadians in here tonight. Marcel, John, Rigger.
Yeah, what else they gonna do? It's cold. They're stuck in their house. So yeah. Anyway. Oh, imperial versus metric. Gotcha.
Remember back in school we were all supposed to change and then they never did?
I know they were talking about us doing metric for the longest time, and hell, every damn car or truck you go to work on that sounds like an American name, like Ford or Chevrolet or whatever, they have both metric and
That's the
The
biggest
other,
pain in the ass.
what do they call it? SAE, you know, when it comes to
And you know,
sockets and stuff like that.
some kind of products and machinery have both. Most of the time it's the same, but some have both.
You know what I like? I like the hex bolts.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know
grab
why.
better.
Yeah, well, I hear you there. You're right about that, John. Because it'll be a metric bolt and they'll try and SAE stock it on it or vice versa. It's like, it feels okay, but. And then they ring it off. And I've been through that so many times. I will say with nuts and bolts, metric is I don't know. There's
Well, when you
I
use
have
metric,
mixed
you have to do
emotions
less
on it.
math. The
Do what
metric
now?
do less math in your head. Because you know you get to like 5/16, and then it's like 9/32, and
Yeah, the 9/32 thing is a little odd. I mean, I guess I grew up because I did a lot of construction. I mean, you know, electrical work, running pipe, stuff like that. That I got used to the fractions, um, and it just I don't know why it just seemed more precise for some reason, but definitely easier to do the math with metric.
it is.
So I don't know. It's just
Believe
what
me,
you grow up with, you know. They say in the English language is the hardest language to learn. But I mean, not that everybody can speak that great English, but
I'm still struggling.
it was easy for us because we grew up with it, you know. So anyway, so I don't know. I just got this wild urge to come in for a few minutes and thought I would and there's only 2 people here now.
I don't know.
And I kind of ran out of things to say. It's like when I was going to say something about the balloon. And by the way, Brad got a kick out of the message I put about him taking down the balloon. So
He's definitely ready if there's some kind of a red dawn coming.
well, and I said that I stopped in an art stream for a few minutes and I said something about I can guarantee you that especially if they knew about it, if they happen to look up and see it, I guarantee you there were some redneck country boys that took some shots at that balloon with
If
their
they knew it
hunting
was from China,
rifle
yeah.
or whatever. What do you think?
You know what I'm thinking now? If the weather was nice, it'd be a fun time to fly the DJI around, freak people out. They think they'd be
Yeah.
spied on.
Yeah, I know, Barbarian. Somebody was shooting at the Joe Dirt balloon. I guarantee you there were people that shot that motherfucker. Even though, I mean, you know, hey, Barbarian, did it not look like the Death Star up there, kind of, sort of? I don't know. I can just see, me, I think about shooting a high powered rifle up into the air, but oh well, I got a backdrop. Look, there's a big ass balloon right there. Jose, where did you get Jose from, Carolina? No, I know who you are, Barbarian. I was trying to protect your identity. You mean your I fix shit? The hat. Oh, this isn't a Spanish. I guess it kind of looks like a Spanish hat. It's not. It's not a sombrero, Carolina.
You know what it looks like? Those old cowboy movies. It looks like the
It
hat
does.
that
It does
the
kind
donkey
of.
would
No,
wear.
now that it's been brought up, it does kind of look like a sombrero. But I've seen sombreros, and it's not colorful enough. Sombreros got colorful shit on it. This one just says St. Augustine.
Oh, is that Dan? Hey, Dan. I hope you're better. I seen you weren't feeling good
Oh
a week ago.
no, yeah, Dan. There's no way somebody could go at what was the king of trolls, the king of trolls, throne worship. I fix shit.
He's the one I was telling you about the other day that had the YouTube video about there's an island in Florida where monkeys live or apes.
Do you know, Dan? How long ago was it that you did that trip to Monkey Island? I remember you.
That's it.
That was at
That's it.
least 4 years ago.
Is that what it
I'm
is?
telling you, I saw a trip to that Monkey Island somewhere, and I uh quarantined off. Boats aren't supposed to get but so close and stuff like that. And I could, it was only 2 years ago. It seems like forever ago, Dan.
I remember that one.
Yeah, but you know how long I've known most of you people? It's been like, I don't know, like what year was it? 5 years anyway. Maybe not you so much. Maybe not 5 years for you, Bob, but not far behind. Most of these cats, I know Michael for sure. Michael Drones and RCs and Drone Worship, man. I shit. It was just 2 years. It was more than 2 years ago when I actually met Dan in person
Yeah, that don't seem
at,
like 2 years ago.
at the drone meetup in Florida. So
That don't seem like 2 years ago
it was. Well, it'll be 2 years. Will it be 3 years? When
though.
was it?
Maybe
What
two
year
years
was
in spring.
it? Yeah, well, it was definitely in the spring. Okay. I was thinking it was longer than 2 years, um, Dan. I was thinking it was a while ago. There's along the Silver River in Florida. I mean, you can go canoeing and stuff in it. There's wild monkeys all through there too. Um, I'm sure there's. I was thinking somebody told me there were signs that said "Don't feed the monkeys." I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, I was seeing news articles about you guys are having problems down there with wild monkeys.
Well, I don't know about problems, but I'm sure they're a nuisance to some people. I don't live in a place where monkeys are a problem, but I can see where they'd be a nuisance. So I don't know. That would be weird, wouldn't it? You're sitting in your chair out on the front porch, got a cold beer, maybe eating some chips or something, and all of a sudden this monkey runs up, snatches the bag from you, and hauls ass or whatever.
Took the berry, he'd be dead.
I've actually, hey Green Frog, I've actually been in South Florida when the iguanas were falling out of the trees, Dan. They get cold and they just kind of like go paralyzed and fall out of. I mean, and the iguanas get big, like down in Miami, especially Coral Gables around there. Um,
Well, hell yeah, John.
the lizards get cold, man, and they just kind of like pass the hell out, even though they're in a tree. You know, the wind will blow them out. Hey, Chris, how are you? So it's a trip. I've never witnessed one falling out of a tree, but I've seen them crawling around and how big they can get. And I mean that. Can you imagine you walking under some trees and all of a sudden, dump, this thing lands on you. It's a giant freaking lizard, you know. I mean, up here we got, well, even in South Florida, you got the little lizards. You know, we call them chameleons. You know. Anywhere, well, I've had one jump on me before, and it doesn't really freak you out. But something that weighs, I don't know, 10 pounds lands on you, you're going to notice that. It's like, oh crap. Yeah, exactly, Dan. They do. That's a trip. Always freaks me out. I mean, you know, around here, the little lizards, they like kind of go into the bushes when it gets cold. They don't hang out in the trees, but the iguanas damn sure do. Hey, Maddie, how are you? Just hanging out and drinking a few beers and talking about crap going on, which isn't much, you know, other than the balloon. It was pretty cool. They shot the balloon down, you know, and oh, absolutely, Maddie. We were talking about them dropping out of the trees. I think Drone Worship brought it up. And I used to live in Deerfield Beach and worked in Miami, so I know about the falling lizards. I think that would be a great sign. Hey, Dan, you don't have a picture of, or maybe Maddie, you do, of a warning sign about falling lizards. I think that'd be funny. That's one of those signs you want a picture of, you know? I will agree with that, Maddie. It should have never made it to Alaska. Or once it was over, I would have shot it. I mean, surely they knew about it before they said they did. But if they wanted to, they should have shot it down over Montana. There ain't nothing in Montana. Not to speak of except missile silos. So It took a while for it to fall. I was watching the footy of it coming down, and that was pretty tough. What are you doing? Oh, you're showing us the cat.
Dog. But
Oh, that's
not
the
good.
dog.
That's not a good picture, though,
Yeah, you can't really tell that it's a dog from this angle.
huh? The only reason I think of that they didn't down it over land, or they were afraid it was some kind of biological thing.
I heard they were just worried about it landing on somebody, but
Yeah, but the biological one would make more sense. Because, I mean, we just got COVID-19 from those people. Hey, look,
you doing another
Eugene, the other John is here.
electric skateboard? Hey, Johnny Dragonflyer, you doing another electric skateboard, Barbarian? Dan? Shit. Didn't the Beatles write a song like that? Oh no, it was the Rolling Stones. You remember, Chris? I'm a chatter. Surely you know that song, Chris. You know all the songs.
What was the song?
It's a Rolling Stones song, and I was talking about the chatter. So I'm a chatter. I don't know. It's now I can't even do another part of the song. That's not that I can do any song, but it's a Rolling Stones. I can see Mick Jagger singing it now. I think he's saying shattered, as in shattered like you shatter a glass.
Okay, that's starting to make sense now. Starting to ring a bell.
What?
Shattered.
yeah, well, the way I described it, Chris, I'm not surprised. But it is a Rolling Stones song. I know it's a Rolling Stones song.
That sounds pretty cool.
That sounds very exciting, Dan. A go-kart drift machine. So what is the dog doing, Bob?
It's just chewing on a rawhide.
Chewing on a bone?
Why would you rather look at me?
Well, no, I was just curious. I kind of got that. Got Sparky. Hey, Sparky.
Okay. Oh, he heard you. Heard me. We got.
See, now he doesn't look like a cat. When he does that, we have a cat here called Steve. Now, first of all, oh, and Steve has a white tip on his tail, just like Sparky does.
Yeah, we got a dog and 2 cats, all black and white.
I knew you had I knew you had a couple cats, and so at first I just didn't realize it was Sparky. Because you could just see his 2 ears sticking up, and he looked like Steve from the back, which is the name of one of the cats that live here. Now, I want a vote. Everybody give me a vote. 0 for no, a 1 for yes that has ever heard of a cat named Steve. Okay?
No.
Does Steve sound like a cat's name? I'm just saying. Not that I don't. First of all, well, let me take that a step further. I can't imagine naming a dog Steve either. I don't know why I have anything. I don't necessarily have anything against the name Steve. I know a number of people that very fine people whose name is Steve. I've had friends that, I don't know. I'm just saying, it just doesn't sound like a dog or cat's name. Hell, I wouldn't name a hamster Steve. Oh, does he? I'm not surprised, Chris, for some whatever reason. I don't know. I guess it makes sense if it's the name of. I mean, I don't know. Hell, my cat's name is Alfred. I don't know what makes that a cat's name either.
Well, that's not his whole name.
It's not a what?
That's not his whole name.
A code name?
Alfred is not the whole name.
Well, I mean, I embellished it, and now he's Alfredo Montero, but his dad wasn't somebody from Spain or whatever. I'm trying to look at the chat and broken parts and street quad. Man, I would so kill myself on one of those electric skateboards. I'll stick with the electric bike. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't do too good on the regular skateboards.
Yeah, I would kill myself on one of those too.
I gave up fast.
Come out with some major freaking road rash. I mean, hell, the guy, Garrett that lives here, he's been skateboarding for a while, but I don't know, he wasn't looking the right way or whatever, and he's just on a regular manual skateboard, and he hit a rock or something, and he went flying, and man, he's wearing short sleeves and stuff, and it messed him up. He thought he broke his collarbone at first. And he's 17 years old, man. 17 years old, you can kind of bounce back from stuff a lot more than, I'm 63, man. I would have broken something. So.
Yeah, Marcel was here. Wasn't he the guy that used to go downhill like 90 miles an hour on skateboard?
Yes. He did. And,
yeah, I would be doing that.
He talked about a couple times where he crashed, but he got some good gear on and stuff. But yeah, if I was on a skateboard doing 90 miles an hour, I want to have some cushion too.
I remember seeing some video of it.
Man, I don't want to ride anything where I got to have all that kind of padding. It's funny because when I moved to South Florida, when I was living in South Florida for a while, and I did the rollerblade thing. And, I went and got the rollerblades, because it's a big deal, Fort Lauderdale, and they're along the beach, and they're hot women rollerblading, and, if you were rollerblading too, you get to cruise along with them, you know. So anyway, I went and got me some rollerblades and I upgraded the wheels and stuff, and then I got the wrist guards and the shoulder pads and knee pad thingies, you know, and started going out and riding around the neighborhood. And I was riding around this one neighborhood and I passed this lady. He goes, "Oh, you look like you're going to play hockey." Like, oh God, that just shamed the hell out of me, you know, right then. So I quit wearing all the pads and stuff. Because by then I had gained enough skill where I didn't think I was going to kill myself.
Yeah,
You know?
regular roller skates aren't too easy either.
I can't even okay, the only time I ever used regular roller skate were in a skating rink. And
Yeah,
I
me too.
actually had fun with that, but I can't even imagine trying to do that in the road. I got eaten it.
No.
You know, but
'Cause I had done ice skating before, but it's not the same as roller skating.
no, ice skating is another thing where I would completely eat it, or eat it numerous times before I got the hang of it. Which is, you know, again, for the older people out there, it's a you can get out there. You know, when you were younger, you could do crap like that and mess up. And yeah, you get bumped and bruised, but it hurts a lot more now. You know what I mean? And it did back then. And you can certainly recover quicker. You know, so I don't
I
know.
did how I did, however, ice skate on the lake. That's pretty cool. I mean, we were out there a quarter miler, so it's strange. You're
Yeah,
out there, you know you're in the middle of a lake, and you look at the ice, and you can see where it's cracked and stuff. But
nah, see, that would kind of freak me out.
well, it was definitely thick enough that year. I've had my car out there too once. I remember my father found out about it, and he was mad.
Like, are you crazy?
That's
Are you
far.
crazy driving out on the ice?
That would be the nice way he said it.
I mean, there's been a few movies I've seen where the people get out on the ice and then the shit starts cracking, you know, and stuff. And
Oh, it's a blast. You get out there and you hit the gas and you turn the wheel and you're just
I
spinning.
did that one time. I, uno momento, por favor. I do a dance or something. I need to grab another beer real quick.
All right. Yeah, that was a really cold winter, and we didn't have much snow, so the top of the ice was pretty clear. And yeah, I took my car out. Snowmobiles do it all the time. They tell me that if you do see a hole in the ice, you gun it and you can kind of skip over it. But every year, a couple people don't make it. There's quite a few snowmobiles at the bottom of that lake.
Okay. So, Dan, I saw a statement you made about keeping up with the latest tech. I don't I don't know that keeping up with the latest tech is necessarily the best thing because the latest tech usually needs to be burned in first. I don't know.
Oh, I'm way behind.
In the chat, I know I am
No, I'm
too.
way behind in the drone tech.
Okay, all the new tech all the time. I was thinking of what I mean, I don't know. It's just like when some new firmware, I'm not the first one to update anything.
No.
I like I had an iPhone at one point provided by the company, and the couple of other guys upgraded, and they said like, "Have you upgraded yet?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't." And they're like, "Don't," because it sucks, and stuff like that. So anyway.
Myself, I haven't done much lately, but I'm still not sure whether they're going to stay all this new digital stuff or if it's going to come back to analog. Because analog was pretty fun.
I agree. I don't know, Dan. Most of what I've gotten have been Bonaflies and being up, and for the most part, I've been quite happy with them. I don't know. It's a lot of work to put together the different parts, and you already get one that's right there. I mean, I'm not on anything. You're gonna have a motor go bad or whatever, or you may not ever have a motor go bad, but you're probably. I mean, me. What's happened with me is I've always managed to beat the shit out of it one way or another. Slam it into the ground, run into a tree, or whatever. I mean, it just happened.
Yeah, we've all seen you fly.
What?
We've all seen you fly.
Okay.
I remember the first day you
I'm
had
not
that.
sure how to take that one, Bob.
What was that one you had? The Cine Queen?
Yeah.
First day you had it, man, you punched it and
The Center Pro actually.
the pro.
It was
It was a 4S one, I think.
yes. 4S, 3S. It was Paul Drone Bum that got the Center Queen.
All right.
But I mean, this Center Pro, I mean, it rips. I still need to replace the camera in it. The camera screwed up. I mean, the motors are all fine and all that, But I mean, a Center Pro supposed to be a cinematic drone, but that's not how I flew it. I was flying it like a freestyle drone, And Beduga FPV is like, man, that drone's not meant to be flown like that. Like, I don't know, it wants to fly like that. Let's put it that way, I need to work on it. It's just I have a camera for it.
Do you?
Hey, Fisherman. I think that's who EM Drone 1 is Mark Fisher. I could be wrong. I met him. He took a swim in the Indian River to retrieve a DJI FPV drone. So it made his name Fisher very apropos because he sure fished the drone out of the Indian River. Johnny Droneflower was there too. Yeah, that was what year was that? That was let's see, it's 2020. I believe it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2020. So that was cool. That was I can't believe he pulled that off. That was pretty amazing. Because I thought that thing was a goner. I wouldn't have gone out there. I can tell you that much right now.
You got to start doing lives again, Ed.
Do what?
You got to start doing your live flies again.
Yeah, I know. I did one not too long ago. But the thing is my favorite part of the live flies is when other people come in the fly too. And the weather just hasn't. Hopefully, we can do that when the weather gets a little bit better for everybody. Like John, Unlimited Vertical, it'd be great if he could join us and anybody else that's capable. Like, I know, we've had Rigor Morrison before, we've had other guys. You, of course, and Carlos.
John has been doing some inside whoop flying lives.
That's a great flick, by the way. I enjoyed the second Maverick, the second Top Gun movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed at all. I liked it.
Had a little bit more fluff than it needed, maybe, but I mean, the first movie had its share of fluff too.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's a good plot and everything. I don't want to give it away to anyone. It's worth watching. It's worth running. I bought it because it was only a couple dollars more than renting it.
yeah.
I watched the
Well,
first one.
I didn't have to rent it. It was actually included. It's actually included on Paramount Plus, at least right now. So
I watched the first one again. I think it was a week ago. It was on the TV, and I said, "Yeah, I'll watch this."
Another cool movie I just watched. I just watched it today. Is called Slevin. It's let's see, I'm gonna type it in chat.
What was it about?
It's okay, it has what's his name? It has Bruce Willis in it. It has that I'm trying to think of the black dude's name. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman plays a gangster. They're all gangsters. It's a trip movie, man. It has Lucy Liu in it and stuff, and it's just a weird train of events. Let's just put it that way. It's pretty cool. It's about it all starts out with a horse race. And this shit drags on for years, and somebody makes a bad bet, and it just shit rolls down. It's a cool flick. I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm making movie recommendations now. It's an old movie. Oh, and the other one I saw that I thought was cool. This is on Amazon Prime, and it's the Two Jakes, and it's Jack Nicholson, and he's the play. It's like a sequel to I can't remember the name of the first movie. Oh, it's a sequel to Chinatown, which is a movie that Jack Nicholson starred in. And I'm trying to think of who the female lead was. The files are dusty, but it's pretty good. I mean, I remember seeing this movie years ago.
Tough stuff.
Well, this is the sequel to it, and it's full of twists and turns too. It's pretty good. So, yeah, hey Dan, all the movies I see are pretty old because I don't go to the movies to see a movie. All right, John. Thanks for having. I'm about ready to call it too, but
The last movie
guess.
I went to, I took my daughter to go see the Toy Story, the first one.
Oh, really?
That was like 20 years ago.
And that's funny when you say that because I enjoyed watching Toy Story, although I didn't go to the movies to see it. But
No, that first one was good.
I think the last movie I actually went to the theater to see was the last of the Lord of the Rings movie. Not the last, excuse me. The last in the first three movies. So Lord of the Rings, not I never went to the theater to see The Hobbit. But all the Lord of the Rings movies, there were three of those, and I went to the theater for all of those. So, and I mean, I've been in love with the book, The Lord of the Rings, since I was, I don't know, 17 years old, something like that.
I haven't seen any of them. I should watch them someday. I always hear people talk about
You
it.
haven't seen any of The Lord of the Rings?
No. None.
Okay. I don't know. It's a great thing. So, did you ever see Pandora?
I don't think so.
No, excuse me. That's not the name of the movie. The name of the movie is Avatar.
Yes, yes. I've seen the first one.
It just happens to take place on the planet of. I just said the name of it. Now I can't think of what it is.
Pandora.
Pandora, yes. Thank you.
You know, the Avatar movie reminds me of a book I read in the 80s, early 80s. Because this guy was in a starship, but he was also down on a planet remotely or something like that. Kind of like Avatar, where the guy was in a tube, but he played the character on the planet. I read a book about that once. It was pretty close.
Anyway, from what I hear is that I think it's Aunt. Hey, Rhonda.
Help me, Rhonda.
So apparently, it's at Walt Disney World. I don't know which thing it is. I've got to find out. Hang on.
I'm not sure.
I am seeing. I saw Fly, You Fools, John. What do you want me to say to that?
Oh, where'd he go? Hey, have a good night, John. John will be up tomorrow morning flying his quad out in his pajamas, I bet. John's got a nice front yard for flying. Park across the street. That's got to be awesome.
Okay. So I had to go confer with my Walt Disney World expert. And she said there was an Avatar ride at Walt Disney World, but in Animal Kingdom, and she said it is really awesome. So, and yeah, why don't you think I'm not seeing your chat, Mr. JRC?
Or Eugene, as we know him.
Yeah, we know how Eugene is. So. He's the same one, ain't he? The same one with that. What's the name of his drone? Brewster? Or, he has a name. It's just to me, it's a weird name for
I don't know. His real name is John.
him. Yeah, I know. We were calling him Eugene for a while, and probably mixing him up with somebody else. Doesn't matter. So yeah, this is Huck Finn here. I do kind of look like. See, the Huck Finn kind of hats, they gotta have loose straws hanging out from the brim. Oh, of course, I know it from that. John,
I gotta get a
please.
beer.
Okay. I've had my channel up for so long, and my opening logo to all my videos.
Are one of your friends getting ready to go to Disney?
I was telling them about the ride at,
Yeah. Are they getting ready to go?
No.
If they do go, that's a must.
Okay. All right. So I have it on the must list by the local Walt Disney World expert that Avatar, the ride, is a must at Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World. So that is our local. Those are words from the local Walt Disney World. 'Cause I haven't been to Walt Disney World. Let's see, when's the last time I was there? I can't remember. Because the last couple times I went to any of the parks down there, it was Universal. So, yeah, it's been a while. I haven't been. Yeah, I know. I remember when you changed your name, dude. So anyway, I mean, again, like I said, my opening what is it show? It shows Gandalf, the wizard, with a drone on the end of his staff. So that's why I didn't say anything. I say fly, you fools of people all the time. So I get it. I love that thing. I don't know. And I certainly don't own any rights to it, so you're welcome to say fly, you fools, all you like to. No, I'm like, oh, that's my trademark. It's not. So Bob has a long stroll to get down to Actually, I should get Ron to come on one time and give us a walk through Walt Disney World. As far as, oh, you gotta go do this, you gotta do that. She's one of those Mickey Mouse fangirls. She loves that place. And I've never really been to much of it, you know. We just kind of moved over to Universal Studios, but I've flown over Epcot Center in a small plane. That was cool. I'm not visiting relatives. I just, after my stroke, John, somebody took me in, a dear old friend named Rhonda. And she took me into her house, and that's where I live now. For the time being, until I win the lottery or die or something. Or she kicks me out. We'll just see. We'll see how well that works out.
You should probably stay put.
That's what I want to do for, as long as she'll have me. I really, she was an old sailing partner. We used to go sailing all the time on my catamaran.
Didn't she help you buy the new one?
Well, it wasn't new,
I
and
thought you guys went in Max or something.
I left it behind in St. Augustine.
Yeah, I know.
And the amount of money it would cost to restore it, it would just be better to buy one that's in a better condition than it already is,
I hear that.
I mean, I started looking up the prices of the parts and stuff, and it was beyond the $2,000 range.
Things are so expensive nowadays. I had to.
Well, I mean, and sales and trampolines and all that have always been expensive anyway.
No,
which is,
I went to fix a dryer a couple months ago. The blower fan went. It's a plastic fan encased in a plastic case. It's plastic, except for the metal bolt coming out. $123.
Yeah.
For plastic.
Well, I mean, it had a motor in there somewhere.
No. The bolt connected it to the motor. No motor. Plastic casing with a plastic fan.
So it was just the fan blade?
The blower, yeah. It looked like kind of like a hair dryer.
But it hooked to a motor then.
It hooked to a motor, yes.
So just the fan blade cost you that much. The plastic freaking fan
Right, but there was
base.
a casing around it like
I can't even talk. Good seeing you too, John.
Bye, John.
Yeah, I need to do the live flies. Okay, well, I guess I'm ready for a cigarette, and so I guess I'll say after a while, crocodiles, see you later, alligators. So thanks everybody for being here. Bob, thanks for popping in.
Yep.
And we'll catch you on the next ride. I mean, I got more people coming than I thought, so that's cool. I'm just an old fool rambling on in my Huckleberry Finn hat. And Bob, thanks again.
Have a good night, Ed. Good to see you.
The same here,
Come
brother.
back soon. Come back soon.
After a while. Yeah, absolutely. After a while, crocodiles. Hit the button, Harry.